this is a Raspberry Pi board and the model is 3. So it is a mini computer. So let us see what are the components which is present inside the board. First, starting with the processor. So it is having a 64-bit quad core processor and the processing speed is 1.2 gigahertz and it has a memory of 1 GB. So it is somewhat superior than Arduino boards. And it is suitable for high-end application. Next is this is the 40 pins. It consists of 40 pins, that is 40 general purpose input output. So for easy handling for the students, a cap is present over here and the 40 pins are kept outside. So when you purchase it elsewhere, you will not able to see. In this case, all the pins will be present over here. And as the name suggests, input output, all the input and output devices you can connect using those pins. So that is 40 general purpose input output pins. The next we are going to see is that USB slots. So there are 4 USB slots are there. So you can connect your keyboard, mouse and all the other USB devices over here. And this is an Ethernet slot. And for internet connection, for LAN connection, you can use this slot. And this one is, so this is your audio jack. And the next to it is present the camera serial interface. So using this, you can connect your Pi camera to the board. And this is for video output. You can connect to a monitor. This is HDMI video output. You can connect it to a monitor using this slot. And the next here, this is for power supply. So it is micro USB power supply. The next to it, this is DSI, which is called as display serial interface. LCD panel directly you can connect over there. And the next is whatever we are seeing here. This is your this is the SD card slot, and just you can remove this SD card. So the SD card size, the memory of 32 GB you can use. So this SD card, what we have to do is, the first step to use this Raspberry Pi is you have to install operating system. So in this SD card you can install Raspbian operating system, and you can insert it to the slot, and on giving the power supply, the OS starts booting and your board will be ready to use. And the one more facility is that it is having the built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth facility, so which is making it more convenient to do the application. Now let us see how to start the Raspberry Pi. First we are going to connect the monitor, keyboard, mouse, and we are going to give the power supply. And see here, this is the HDMI port, and through this HDMI port it has been connected to the monitor, and then we need to give the power supply. So this power supply is given through this micro USB cable. So here we are giving the power supply. So after this power supply, now we have to connect the keyboard and mouse. So here you can connect your through USB keyboard, wired or wireless. So here the wireless keyboard and mouse are connected. So these are the keyboard and mouse, and here it is connected through this dongle, and the operating system is copied into this SD card and it is inserted into the SD card slot. And when everything goes fine, you will see the 2 LEDs, red and green LED, which is blinking. So then the OS starts booting, that is Raspbian OS, and you will get the screen likewise. Now let us see the program. And this is the program which is written in Python to get the reading from the proximity sensor and to print on the screen whether the object is detected or not. So for that we are importing the package rpi.gpio as well as the time package. and the first is set warning is fault to suppress the warning, and we are using the board mode. And GPIO.setup 11, GPIO.in, that is in means it is our input sensor, as we are knowing that we have connected it to the 11th number pin. So whatever the pin number you have connected, the same pin you have to use over here. So I have set up that 11th pin. Since I have connected the data of proximity sensor, I have written 11, GPIO.in, and now this is initialized, and we are taking the reading, that is GPIO.input 11. So it is a digital sensor. It gives 1 when the obstacle is detected, else it would be 0. So I equal to GPIO.input of 11, and it checks the value, and if it is 1, it says object is detected, and else the object is not detected. So this is how our proximity sensor is connected over here, and we have returned the program. So let us execute the program. See, initially the object is not detected, so it is saying object is not detected, and I am going to place my finger over here, that is obstacle is detected, and it just displays the message obstacle is detected. And when I remove this, and it is saying the obstacle is not detected, you can also see inbuilt LED is present over here. So whenever I take my finger near this transmitter, the light will glow, and when you remove it, or if it is out of range, it is only few centimeter, the range can also be adjusted. So it is around 5 to 6 centimeters only the range is there. So if it is seeing an obstacle, it is the LED is glowing, inbuilt LED, and if obstacle is removed and it is not glowing, the same thing we are just printing through the program also, it is not detected, and when the moment if I place an obstacle over there, it is saying that it is detected. Now let us see about how to connect a temperature sensor into the Raspberry Pi. So this is a temperature sensor. It is DHT11. So this DHT11 sensor can measure the temperature as well as humidity also. So it is having three pins, the one for current, and then to read the data, another one is ground. So it is connected to the Raspberry Pi. Next, what we are going to do is, if the temperature is crossing a particular limit, and we are going to switch off this LED. So for that we require LED. So now this LED is going to be an output device. Our sensor is an input device which is used to measure the room temperature, and if the temperature crosses a particular limit, what we are going to do is, we are going to write the output to the LED bar, that is whichever it is glowing, it will may be off. So LED, what connection we have done is, this is a ground, and this D1 pin, D1 is connected to the pin number 3 of Raspberry Pi. Okay, so now let us see how to code for it. So we have imported the daytime module. DHT11 is a package which is present in the Python for reading the temperature from the temperature sensor. So we have written DHT11, board mode, and set warning false to suppress the warning. Next, we have taken pin number 3. See, setup is a function which is used to initialize whether it is input or output. So setup 3 means what? 3 is the pin which is used for our output. Why? Because 3 we have connected to the LED bar, and so it is an output device. We are going to write the value into the LED bar. It means whether on or off, we are going to make it on or off. So it will be taken as an output pin. Next, using DHT11, and we have connected the data of that DHT11 to the pin number 5. Okay, so we have used the same thing, DHT pin 5, and then we are going to read it, and we are going to print the temperature and the humidity. And this is a Python program, so all the syntax of while, if, for will remains the same. And we are checking whether the temperature is crossing 25 degree, and if it is there, then we are making this is the syntax for writing a value into the GPIO pin. So what we are going to do is, we are writing the value false, and with the pin number 3 which is connected, your LED data is connected, and when you write it off, what becomes is, it becomes false. Okay, so it becomes off, and after every 1 second, so this is going to repeat it. Okay, so we are going to run the program. So I have stored it in that DHT11 package itself. So we are executing the program. Let's see, initially the LED is on because we have connected to the Raspberry Pi here, and we are given the ground supply and power supply, so it becomes on initially. And then once we execute the program, so it measures the temperature, and if the temperature crosses 27 degree, means 24, and immediately the LED will switch off.